Where does YouTube rank as a search engine? We're going to talk about how Google has changed and where YouTube ranks as a search engine. We're going to be talking about the great opportunity and why this matters for educational content. And by the end of this video, I hope that you'll be able to see how YouTube is actually the best search engine that you can use for lead generation. And here's a hint, by focusing there, you actually automatically show up on other search engines. So if you look up the data, Google is the #1 search engine and YouTube is #2 in terms of the number of searches that are done. There are a lot of different ways that people use search. Now when people are looking for information and you're an expert that has that information, this can be gold for you in becoming the expert for them. These are people that have never heard of you before, but by following this strategy, they will see you as the expert. Now in the past, when you would do search engine optimization, you would pick a 2-word phrase or a 3-word phrase, and that's what you wanted to put all your efforts towards. That's what you wanted to rank for. But 2 or 3 words is actually still pretty broad, and so you're gonna have a mixed audience. All the people that find you for that phrase, a small percentage of them are gonna be your target audience. But search engines have become way more sophisticated. We've got artificial intelligence that power both Google and YouTube. We've used things like ChatGPT, and so we know that the more words we use, the more specific we are with our query, the better the result will be. So when I discovered this strategy many years ago, there were questions that were 8 words long and 9 words long and 10 words long, but they were more rare. Today there are many-fold more of those questions, and what that means is we can hone in and find our target audience. When you do keyword research and you find questions that are 8, 9, or 10 words long, you know so much more about the person asking the question. You know more about their demographics and their situation and their interests and their industry. When people want to learn something and they're asking a really specific question like that, YouTube is the go-to platform for content, and Google owns YouTube, so when people do searches like that on Google, it'll show YouTube video content. Now if people were to find an article or some other form of content with an image or an infographic or something like that, it can be valuable, but the most valuable form of content is video, especially for you, because if you want to be able to build a relationship with them, they'll be able to see you and hear you and feel like you're teaching them one-on-one. Just like right now, as I'm looking into the camera, it's like I'm making eye contact with you, and so we're able to build a relationship. Also, as you compare the YouTube search engine to others, like Google, Google will send you to other sites. Just like Google sends people to YouTube, you typically don't stay on Google, you use Google to find something else. But on YouTube, when you do a search, they find a video and they stay on YouTube, and they'll continue in that YouTube environment. So because YouTube is a content platform that has the most amazing search engine, you can leverage YouTube to be the go-to expert for your space. There's a tactical approach that you can follow where you can take your category and systematically start to rank for all the different questions people are asking in that category, eventually making it so that any question people ask in that space, you're the person that ranks at the top. I want to show you an example of what this looks like. I want to show you Nicolene Peck, one of the channels that I produce, and I'll show you how she's ranking at the top of YouTube, and then we'll go behind the scenes into her analytics to show you what this search traffic looks like. Alright, so if I go to YouTube and I type in discipline teen, okay, we find Nicolene ranked at the top. These top 2 videos are hers. So now we're going to sign into the Creator Studio. You see that the video that she posted 4.5 hours ago is ranking #1. We're going to go into the analytics, and I'm actually going to show you an advanced report. So we go into advanced mode and go to traffic source. Notice that we've got external and YouTube search as her top 2 sources of traffic. So in the last 28 days, she's had 110 or almost 111,000 different views. Well, 37 has come from external and 34 has come from YouTube search. That's pretty amazing. I'm going to come back to YouTube search in a minute, but I just want to show you what external is. If you click on that, it shows that Google search is the biggest external source. So we'll call that 25,000 views have come just from Google search. So I'm going to go back here. Another thing I like to do is look at YouTube search over time. So if I click on YouTube search, it shows you that report, 34,000 in the last 28 days, but I can compare it to period over period. So we've had a slight decrease from 1 month to the next, from 36,000 down to 34. I'm going to do another report. I'm going to change it to 90 days and then compare it to the previous 90 days. you'll see that we went from 97,000. So why we had that slight dip from one month to the next, I don't know. But looking quarter for quarter, that's really important to make sure that you're growing. If these numbers weren't growing, there'd be a reason for concern. We've gone from under 100,000 to now 113,000 in that quarter. Now again, this is just a percentage. These are people that find you through search. Search views are way better than suggested or browse views when you're talking about lead generation. These are people who are interested in your expertise, and they're most likely to become a lead and become a client or customer. Now, with all of the channels that I produce, including Nicolene's, we use a very specific strategy to get our videos to rank at the top of YouTube. It's called the Leaf strategy. I've created another video. I call it my YouTube SEO secret strategy. But there, if you watch that video next, you'll learn the Leaf strategy and how you can film videos in a specific way that will get them to rank at the top of YouTube very, very quickly, and you'll start to dominate YouTube search and Google search. Go watch that video next.